Go na, start na tayo.
Good evening, everyone. We are the Group 1 and we will discuss the Article 10 entitled Local Government of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Slide po. Section 1. The territorial and political subdivisions of the Republic of the Philippines are the provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays. There shall be autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and the Cordilleras as hereinafter provided. This provision establishes the 4 levels of local government in the Philippines. Yun yung mga lalawigan, lungsod, munisipalidad at barangay. It also provides for the creation of autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and the Cordilleras, which have their own distinct cultures and traditions. Kinikilala ng Section 1 ang kahalagahan ng lokal na pamahalaan sa Pilipinas at ang papel nito sa pagtataguyod ng mabuting pamamahala at ng demokrasya. Pinagtitibay din ito ang prinsipyo ng decentralisasyon, which is critical in ensuring that local communities have a say in decisions that affect them directly. Article 10, Section 1 is an important safeguard against arbitrary changes to local government units and as a reminder and serves as a reminder of the importance of a democratic decision making at all levels of governance. Article 10, Section 2. The territorial and political subdivisions shall enjoy local autonomy. Pinagtitibay ng probisyong to ang prinsipyo ng local autonomy na nagbibigay sa mga local government units or LGUs ng kalayaan at pagpapasya sa pagsasagawa ng kanilang mga tungkulin at serbisyo. Kinikilala nito ang kahalagahan ng pagbibigay kapangyarihan sa mga LGU sa pagtugon ng mga pangangailangan at alalahanin ng kanilang mga nasasakupan. However, ang local autonomy ay hindi ganap at napapailalim sa mga limitasyon at patnubay na itinakda ng mga pambansang batas at regulasyon. Under this provision, LGUs have the power to create their own sources of revenue, establish their own policies, and formulate development plans that are appropriate for their areas. Meron din silang authority to manage their own resources, provide basic services, and promote the general welfare of their constituents. Article 10, Section 2 reflects na ang pamamahala ay hindi dapat sentralisado. Sa halip ay ibahagi sa iba't ibang antas ng pamahalaan. Ang probisyong ito ay naging instrumento sa pagtataguyod ng mabuting pamamahala sa lokal na antas sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay kapangyarihan sa mga LGU na tugunan ng mga natatanging pangangailangan ng kanilang mga komunidad. Next slide po. Article 10, Section 3. The Congress shall enact the local government code which shall provide for a more responsive and accountable local government structure instituted through a system of decentralization with effective mechanisms of recall, initiative, and referendum, allocate among different local government units their powers, responsibilities, and resources, and provide for the qualifications, election, appointment, and removal, terms, salaries, powers, and functions and duties of local officials, and all other matters relating to the organization and operation of the local units. Article 10, Section 3 is ang probisyon na nagbibigay diin sa kahalagahan ng local government units or LGUs sa pamamahala ng bansa. This section grants LGUs autonomy and decentralization na nagpapahintulot sa kanila na gamitin ang kanilang mga kapangyarihan at tungkulin ng walang panghihimasok mula sa mas mataas na otoridad or ng pamahalaan. Nakasaad din dito na ang mga LGU ay dapat na magkaroon ng access sa national taxes na magagamit nila para sa kanilang sariling mga proyekto sa pagpapaunlad ng kanilang komunidad. Section 3 ay nagsisilbing paalala na ang epektibong pamamahala ay nangangailangan ng pagtutulungan sa pagitan ng iba't ibang antas ng pamahalaan sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng otonomiya at desentralisasyon sa mga LGU. Tinitiyak ng probisyong ito na maririnig ang mga lokal na boses at ang mga patakaran ay iniaangkop upang matugunan ang mga partikular na pangangailangan ng komunidad. Next slide po. Article 10, Section 4. The President of the Philippines shall exercise general supervision over local governments. provinces with respect to component cities and municipalities, and cities and municipalities with respect to component barangays shall ensure that the acts of their component units are within the scope of their prescribed powers and functions. Section 4 ay isang provision na nagbibigay diin sa kahalagahan ng local government unit sa pagtataguyod ng pambansang kaunlaran. Sa ilalim ng probisyong to, tungkulin ng Pangulo na tiyakin ang mga aksyon ng mga local government unit ay nasasaklaw ng kanilang itinakdang mga kapangyarihan at tungkulin. Ibig sabihin, may kapangyarihan ng Pangulo na pangasiwaan at subaybayan ang mga aksyon ng mga local government units to ensure that they are operating within the bounds of the law at hindi umaabuso sa kanilang kapangyarihan. Napakahalaga ng probisyong ito sa pagtiyak na ang mga LGU ay may kapangyarihan na tugunan ang mga lokal na isyu at alalahanin tulad ng kahirapan, kawalan ng trabaho at pagkasira ng kapaligiran. Itinataguyod din ito ang desentralisasyon na nagbibigay daan para sa isang mas mahusay at epektibong paghahatid ng mga pampublikong serbisyo. However, while LGUs have been given significant powers under this provision, napapailalim pa rin sila sa mga pambansang batas at patakaran. Tinitiyak nito na mayroong pagkakaugnay-ugnay sa pamamahala sa lahat ng antas ng pamahalaan. Binibigyang diin ng bahaging ito ang kahalagahan ng lokal na pamamahala sa pag-unlad ng bansa. Kasabay nito, binibigyan nito ang mga LGU ng authority na magtatag ng sarili nilang mga organisasyon para ipatupad ang kanilang mga plano sa pagpapaunlad, programa, layunin at priorities. Section 4 highlights the importance of empowering LGUs in promoting sustainable development at the grassroots level. It serves as a reminder that the true progress can only be achieved through collaborative efforts between national and local government. The next reporter will be Ms. Pang. Thank you.
Article 10, Section 5. Each local government unit shall have the power to create its own sources of revenues and to levy taxes, fees, and charges subject to such guidelines and limitations as the Congress may provide consistent with the basic policy of local autonomy. Such taxes, fees, and charges shall accrue exclusively to the local governments. Section 5. The taxing power of the local governments exists independently of legislation. Unlike a sovereign state, municipal or public corporations have no inherent power of taxation. Also, the taxing power of local government is not absolute because aside from constitutional restrictions, Congress may still provide guidelines and limitations on its exercise, such as prescribing the maximum rate of taxes. Article 10, Section 6. Local government units shall have a just share as determined by law in the national taxes, which shall be automatically released to them. Section 6 states that the law shall determine what will be the just or equitable share of the local government units in the national taxes. Once determined and collected, the same shall be automatically released to them. Section 6 mandates the automatic release of grants to local governments. Next. Article 10, Section 7. Local governments shall be entitled to an equitable share in the proceeds of the utilization and development of the national wealth within their respective areas in the manner provided by law, including sharing the same with the inhabitants by way of direct benefits. Section 7. It is only logical and fair to give local governments a share in the proceeds of the utilization and development of the national wealth within their respective areas, including sharing them with their inhabitants by way of direct benefits. Local government shall entitled to receive their equitable share from the local proceeds, and they cannot be deprived of this share, although Congress can provide by law the manner by which they shall be entitled to receive it. Article 10, Section 8. The term of office of elective local officials, except barangay officials, which shall be determined by law, shall be 3 years, and no such officials shall serve more than 3 consecutive terms. Voluntary renunciation of the office for any length of time shall not be considered as an interruption in the continuity of his service for the full term for which he elected. Section 8, there are term limits of office of elective local officials. The term of the office of barangay official shall be determined by law. In the case of other elected officials, their term of office shall be 3 years, and they cannot serve for more than 3 consecutive terms. Voluntary renunciation of office for any length of time shall not interrupt the continuity of the service for the full term for which an elected official was elected for the purpose of prohibition against serving for more than 9 years continuously. Next reporter.
Article 10, Section 9. Legislative bodies of local governments shall have sectoral representation as may be prescribed by law. Article 10, Section 9 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution states that local government units shall have just a share as determined by law in the national taxes, which shall be automatically released to them. This provision aims to promote decentralization and empower local governments to effectively manage their own affairs. The principle of fiscal autonomy is enshrined in this provision, giving local governments the power to generate their own revenue and allocate it according to their needs. This ensures that they are not solely dependent on the national government for funding and can make decisions based on their unique circumstances. Furthermore, this provision promotes accountability and transparency in governance. Local governments are required to submit reports on their financial transactions, ensuring that public funds are being used for their intended purposes. Overall, Article 10, Section 9 plays a crucial role in promoting good governance and empowering local communities. It recognizes the importance of decentralization and provides a framework for effective management of public resources at the grassroots level. Article 10, Section 10. No province, city, municipality, or barangay may be created, divided, merged, abolished, or its boundaries substantially altered, except in accordance with the criteria established in the local government code and subject to approval by a majority of the votes cast in a plebiscite in the political units directly affected. Article 10, Section 10 is a crucial provision that outlines the role of local government units or LGUs in the country. This section recognizes the autonomy and independence of LGUs, granting them powers to govern their respective territories and manage their own affairs. The provision emphasizes that LGUs have the power to create their own sources of revenue, which they can use to fund their development projects and programs. It also mandates that LGUs must be given a share in national taxes, ensuring that they have sufficient resources to fulfill their duties. Furthermore, Article 10, Section 10 promotes decentralization as a means to achieve effective governance. By empowering LGUs, it encourages them to take an active role in addressing local issues and concerns, such as poverty alleviation, environmental protection, and disaster risk reduction. Article 10, Section 10 is an important component of the Philippine Constitution as it recognizes the importance of local governance in achieving sustainable development and promoting democracy at the grassroots level. Next slide po. Article 10, Section 11. The Congress may by law create special metropolitan political subdivisions subject to a plebiscite as set forth in Section 10 hereof. The component cities and municipalities shall retain their basic autonomy and shall be entitled to their own local executives and legislative assemblies. The jurisdiction of the Metropolitan Authority that will hereby be created shall be limited to basic services requiring coordination. Article 10, Section 11 highlights the fundamental principles that guide local government units in managing their territorial jurisdictions. These principles include fiscal autonomy, effective mechanisms of recall, initiative and referendum, and equitable redistribution of resources. Fiscal autonomy refers to the power of local government units to have a source of revenue, determine its budget and expenditure priorities, and allocate funds for programs and services relevant to the needs of their respective constituents. This provision underscores the important role that local government units play in ensuring quality education as enshrined in Section 1 of Article 14. This provision emphasizes the state's commitment to upholding the dignity and human rights of every person in the Philippines. It recognizes the duty of the state to protect and promote the right to health and to instill health consciousness among the people. Additionally, it acknowledges the role of independent people's organizations in pursuing and protecting their legitimate and collective interests within the democratic framework through peaceful and lawful means. Next reporter po.
Section 12. Cities that are highly urbanized as determined by law and component cities whose characters prohibit their voters from voting for the election, electing officials shall be independent voters of component cities within the province whose charters contain no such prohibition shall not be deprived of their right to vote for elected provincial officials. So kapag cities na yung highly urbanized matic, independent na sila. Independent. So wala na silang pakialam sa ibang probinsya. For example, dito sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur, yung kapitolyo nila, yung kabisera, is Pili, not Naga City. Yung Naga City, independent na siya. So walang pakialam si Camarines Sur kay Naga City. Section 13 of 13. Local government units may group themselves, consolidate, and coordinate their efforts, services, and resources for purposes commonly beneficial to the community. Sa local government, dinidivide siya ng 3 levels. Provinces and independent cities, component cities, and municipalities, saka barangay. Highest to lowest ranks, first governor, second mayor, third sangguniang bayan, and fourth barangay captain. Section 14. The president shall provide for regional development councils or other similar bodies composed of local government officials, regional heads of department, and other government offices. and representatives from non-governmental organizations in the regions for purposes of administrative decentralization to strengthen the autonomy of the units therein and to accelerate the economic and social growth and development of the units in the region. So dito naman sa section 14, para ma-achieve yung development, economic development ng isang LGU, so according sa section 14, no, dapat binubuo siya ng government officials like mayors, governor, or yung mga regional heads sa mga department. So kung wala naman, mga directors at yung mga offices, yung mga bawat department ng offices or representative mula sa non-government organization within the region lang. So bawat region, meron silang developmental council. Section 15. There shall be created autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao and in the Cordilleras consisting of province cities, municipalities, geographical area sharing common, distinctive historical and cultural heritage, economic and social structures, and other relevant characteristics with the framework of its constitution and the national sovereignty as well as territorial integrity of the Republic. Ito yung halimbawa ng Cordillera, yung mga Igorot. Yan, di ba? Kung isipin natin ang itsura ng distinctive at historical heritage nila at economic structure, yun yung mga reasons kung bakit autonomous region sila. The President shall exercise general, Section 16, Article 10. The President shall exercise general supervision over autonomous regions to ensure the laws are faithfully executed. So this section refers to the power of the President to oversee and ensure that the law are faithfully executed in the autonomous regions. This means the President has the authority to monitor and evaluate the performance of the autonomous regions and to intervene if necessary to ensure they functioning effectively in accordance with the Constitution. Section 17. All powers, function, and responsibility not granted by this Constitution or by law to autonomous regions shall be vested in national government. Section 18. The Congress shall enact an organic act for each autonomous region with the assistance of participation of the regional consultative commission composed of the representative appointment by the President from a list of nominees from multi-sectoral bodies. The organic act shall define the basic structure of government for the region consisting of the executive department and legislative assembly. Both shall be elected and representatives constituents political units. So dito sa section 17 and 18, no, halos parehasan sila. So the piece of order under control of the local government units. That is their job to organize, maintain, supervise, and utilize other applicable law. But in the hierarchy of the PNP, it's under the development interior of the local and the local government. So this secretary of the local government as well as is under executive branch, the department head as the secretary is appointed president. Next reporter.
Article 10, Section 19. Presentations are communication tools that can be used. The first Congress elected under this Constitution shall, within 8 months from the time of organization of both houses, pass the organic acts for the autonomous regions in Muslim Mindanao and the Cordilleras. Article 9, Article 10, Section 19 aims to promote decentralization and empower local governments to effectively serve their constituents and contribute to the progress of the country. Section 20. Within its territorial jurisdiction and subject to the provisions of this Constitution and national laws, the Organic Act of Autonomous Region shall provide for the legislative powers over. In Article 10, Section 20, it aims to promote local autonomy and decentralization by empowering LGUs to govern themselves and make decisions based on their unique needs and circumstances. Next. Next. Article 10, Section 21. The preservation of peace and order within the regions shall be the responsibility of the local police agencies, which shall be organized, maintained, supervised, and utilized in accordance with applicable laws. The defense and security of the religion shall be the responsibility of national government. Article 10, Section 21 emphasizes the importance of cooperation and coordination between the national government and LGUs in achieving national program and policies and mandates that they be provided with the necessary support to fulfill their mandate. That's all. Thank you.